Schottelkotte News Time, the color films, pictures, and sounds of the day's events from the station where news is first. Now, Al Schottelkotte.
Good evening. Baseball history tonight at Riverfront Stadium. Tom Seaver, St. Louis Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds. Larry Gelman with a full report.
Well, Tom Seaver became the first Reds pitcher ever to throw a no-hitter in Riverfront Stadium tonight as he blanked the St. Louis Cardinals 4-0. The crowd of more than 38,000 spent the entire final inning on its feet as Seaver walked the Cardinal leadoff hitter but then retired the final three batters in order to nail down the gem. And the 33-year-old right-hander got George Hendrick here to ground out to Dan Dreesen to end the game. The entire place went wild. Two no-hitters have been pitched against the Reds at Riverfront, but never before has a Cincinnati pitcher been able to turn the trick.
Well, Tom, did your stuff diminish at the end, or how were you going?
I got better at the end. Like a straw, I had better stuff late than I did early.
Could you feel the excitement of the fans out there?
Oh, obviously, from about 7th inning on. I mean, they're aware of it, you know.
What was the value of that to you?
Well, huh? So you want me? I mean, it just makes you aware. It doesn't, you know.
What's it mean to you, Tommy, after 5 one-hitters and no-hitter?
Well, to try and get number 2, I guess. I don't know. It's went number 8. That puts me 4 games over 500 for the year.
What value do you think you can be to the team? Recently, you've been playing 500 ball. Can it be something for the
Well,
Reds?
we'll find out in the next couple of days if it, you know, if it'll help or not.
When you were in the field, were you getting any kind of remarks from the players, superstition-wise, when you were? No.
Nothing. No.
Nothing from the Cards?
Sparky came up and said, no, nothing. Nothing from either side, no.
Sparky said what?
Sparky just said something about hold my ground and don't be, too conscious of the bunt because we, you know, he was going to situate the defense to look out for a possibility of a bunt or something and just take the ball up the middle, you know, don't be worried about the bunt. He didn't want me to be over-conscious about the bunt, you know.
Sparky said you had great control, man. Big thing.
Yeah, I had very good control. I wouldn't have a super fastball. Sometimes I had a real good fastball. Not super, but my control was very good.
Would you say, Tom, it's unusual to pitch a no-hitter without the good super fastballs?
No, I've always, even before when I didn't get them, I said, you know, I'll probably get one in a day. Just like tonight, exactly the way it happened tonight. You get one break maybe on Hernandez's ball and a couple of good plays, and when they do hit the ball hard, they hit them right at him, you know.
Did you ever say to yourself once tonight, there it went, there it goes?
No, I'm more concerned about winning the ball game than the other one.
The ball, where'd you...
Well, Tom, terrific indeed tonight.
Well, you know, it's interesting that it should happen tonight, Al. It's almost exactly 1 year to the day from the night that he came, of course, a year ago. Last night was the night that he came to the Reds and turns in the no-hitter tonight. It's also 40 years almost to the day, 1 day late, from the anniversary of Johnny Vandermeer's second no-hitter. So June, the middle of June, apparently is a time that just brings us out in Reds pitchers.
Incidentally, Channel 9's live instant cam is down at Riverfront. Seaver's showering right now. We thought he might have a few post-shower remarks. Frank Sellers is standing by down there. We may be going back to Riverfront to get a few afterthoughts now that the excitement of the night has kind of sunk in with Mr. Seaver. See what he has to say. We'll have more from here just a minute. Shower room. Frank Sellers with him at Riverfront on live instant cam. Frank, take it over, please.
Okay, Al. Tom Seaver, you just told me this was 396, I believe, appearances.
Starts, I think. No, I don't know if it's appearance. Joe said it was 396 starts or whatever it is.
He's leaning down for his most beautiful blonde daughter, I'm sure. How did it feel tonight as you stepped off the mound? It's the first time you've had that experience, a no-hitter. It's the first one in your career.
Well, I've been close a lot of times, and I didn't really recognize it or realize it, I guess, until I looked at Danny, and Danny caught the ball that Hendricks hit, and a big smile came on his face. You know, I was really concerned. I mean, honestly, I was concerned about the next guy on deck was Simmons and then Hernandez, you know, and if I get down that low, I've got the game in jeopardy. So it didn't register to me until I saw Danny had a big smile on his face, and I said, oh, yeah, and a big smile came on my face, and all of a sudden everybody was there, and it was like a big party.
You enjoyed that feeling as you headed for the dugout. You had your arm in the air, and you were mighty proud.
Well, I was exceptionally proud, sure. I mean, it's a great moment, and the fans enjoyed it, and they gave me a huge ovation, And I give, you know, I acknowledge that, and they give me ovations every time I went out from about the 6th inning on, and I don't think it's really hit me yet, but I just hope that they will enjoy it as much as I probably will have enjoyed it by tomorrow morning.
As you go now towards the rest of the season, you think it'll mean something to the Reds, or does it mean something to a team when one man makes an exceptional performance?
Well, we'll find out. I mean, obviously, you know, when Pete got his 3,000th hit, that helped us. It just, you know, things like that help. There's no question about that. But we, you know, we got 2 big games here with St. Louis, and then we go out there and have to play San Francisco, and hopefully that'll give us a lift. And you know, it's so nice being here, being in a pennant race, that it's almost secondary these kind of things happening. You know, I mean, I probably won't feel that way tomorrow. It's really going to hit me tomorrow. But tonight, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we got one more game, and we don't know what San Francisco's doing tonight, but it'll get to me tomorrow, I'm sure.
After the game, you said you'd gone out on the mound so many times, and you'd had some close calls. You always said to yourself, it'll happen on a night when I don't expect it.
Well, that's probably true. It'll happen. If it happens, it's going to happen. I mean, that always has been my feeling, and that's the way, you know, that's really the way I've approached it. Say pitching a no-hitter, and tonight the balls that were hit hard, somebody was right there. Good play by Morgan, a good play by David, good play by Ray Knight and Pete, and you know, things like that. And I didn't have my super stuff tonight, but I had good control, a good sinker, and when I needed a decent, good riding fastball, I had that, and kept him off stride. It just, you know, I guess if you have decent stuff and pitch long enough, I guess the odds are in your favor. Sooner or later, you got to pitch a no-hitter.
Frank and Tom, how about meeting the young lady there?
Well, we got a couple of them.
She seems very unimpressed with it all.
They're kind of looking after the Hawaiian punch right here.
What was happening to your stuff in the 9th inning, Tom?
I had better stuff early than I did, late than I did early. I had better fastball late than I did early. I had a good sinker early, but I had a better riding fastball late than I did early.
And that was the pop-ups and such that we saw in the 9th inning.
Early you saw a lot of ground balls, and then later you saw a lot of fly balls of left-handers hit the left field. Well, that was a good riding fastball.
Okay, I think that's probably a complete report from Riverfront Stadium with Tom Seaver, who's got a no-hitter in his hands.
Okay, Channel 9's live instant cam, a little post-game celebration and some afterthoughts of Tom Seaver. As he himself says, he's not quite sure he realizes yet what an achievement really took place tonight at Riverfront as he pitched his first no-hitter after many one-hitters. But Tom Seaver, the premier pitcher of baseball, now joining the others in that select list who have pitched no-hit games. That was the first one for a Reds pitcher at Riverfront and the first no-hit game by a Reds pitcher in 9 years. Larry Gelman will be along with more sports a bit later. Let's check out the last part of that forecast.